Well, I got that hole filled back up with concrete. Wound up using 5 60-pound bags of ready mix or pre-mix or whatever it's called. The stuff that's all mixed with rock and everything with the cement in it in the right proportions. I thought I had a fairly dry mix putting it in there, but once I started working it, trying to get all the stuff into all the little angles and corners and stuff like that, then the water came to the top. So it's pretty wet on top right now, but that's all right. I just got done, so that stuff's still really soft. I'm going to let that set up for a while, and then I'll come back in with a little hand float and float that some more and smooth it out a little bit more. I used a wet rag to wash down around the perimeter of that on the existing concrete to get any dust and spillover off on that, and I wound up just touching the edges of that a little bit and getting it roughed up, which doesn't hurt anything. Well, I'm hoping that that cover comes off there pretty easy. I might have to tap it a little bit, but it should come off there okay. Not stuck on the pipe anyway. But there's the hole filled in. Now it's going to take a few days for that to cure up enough to work on it as far as putting the toilet down and stuff. I want to get that other pipes and stuff, that other stack put in there before I go ahead and put that toilet in, and get some other things done in this corner before that toilet goes in there so we don't have to work around it. But I think I'm done for now. So, well, it's been about 5 hours, 6 hours since I put that concrete in the hole there. I came out once and used the trowel and smoothed that out a little bit more, but I just come out and did it again, and that stuff's firming up enough now that I was able to trowel it out, get all the marks out of it and stuff. There's some pock marks and stuff in there that I'm not going to get out, especially around the edges there and around where it meets up with the old concrete. Middle of it looks pretty good. Most of that will be covered up with the toilet when we put the toilet on there. But it was firmed up enough that I knocked that cap out of there. It made a nice clean cavity around that pipe, so I was able to get the closet flange in there, got it knocked down on the pipe down to where it's even with the concrete, just like it'd be on a wood floor or any other type of finished floor. And then I got 6 stainless steel screws put down in there. Like I said, the concrete, it's not even green, it's still soft, so put those screws in there and that cement should harden up around those. Although it's pretty tight on that pipe, and once the concrete hardens up, that flange will be down tight on the concrete, so that thing's not going anywhere. Anyway, that finishes up pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the way that is now. I'm not unhappy with it anyway. By tomorrow it should be hard enough to walk on. It's, like I said, it's still a little bit soft, but it's firmed up quite a bit from what it was earlier when there was water standing on it and stuff. So, looking good. I'm happy. Happy, happy, happy. That concrete has had a chance to set up overnight now, and it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. A little bit rough around the edges here where it meets up with the old concrete, but nothing wrong with it at all. It looks really good. So I'm going to start roughing in this soil stack where it goes on up through the floor, and it'll go up through this next floor and up to the second floor. Because it's a tight spot in there, once I get that soil stack in there, it's going to be tough getting in behind it to hook up that PEX pipe. So I've got to have PEX pipe come down for the supply, and then there'll be a branch off that goes on that one floor joist over to the left here to where the kitchen is going to be, and then we'll have another branch that goes through the first floor into the second floor for a bathroom in the second floor. So anyway, I'm going to mock up that pipe. I'm not going to glue it together yet, but I'm going to get it all mocked up so I get everything cut to the right size and everything, get ready to glue up, and then I'm going to take it out of there. Before I put it in, I'm going to go ahead and rough in the rest of the PEX pipe. Now I've got a T up there going through that joist so that I've got a piece branched off into the addition on the house for the supply lines that go out there for the toilet and the washer and dryer out there, but I want to get the rest of them roughed in too, so I'm going to do that before I glue that pipe in so that it's not moving. And I think I'm going to go ahead and cut a hole through the floor there for that soil stack to go up through the floor and up. I'm not going to put it into the second floor yet, I don't think. Maybe I am, I don't know. Judy wants to set up drain for the dehumidifier. Now we have a dehumidifier down here in the basement, and I've been running the drain on it into the sewer line, but we've got one upstairs, and that one just fills up a tank there and has to be drained every day, especially with the humidity we've had here lately. So she wants to set it up so it can drain too. And I might just go ahead and run that soil stack all the way up there to the second floor so we can hook that dehumidifier up there so it drains out, so we don't have to worry about the tank on it filling up and it shutting off. And before we get to putting that pipe in there permanent, I'm going to have Judy paint that wall there. Now we had drywall up on 3 walls in here, and all of it has been painted and everything and all nice, but she didn't get back into this corner. Now this wall to the left here is all plywood, and that was put up to be a wet wall to hook up all the utilities for the water, whether I have, the water supply lines, hot water line, cold water lines, water heater, and if I go ahead and put the in-floor heat in, that's where the plumbing and stuff for that would be. Well, that's all plywood going up 8 feet, and then the last 1.5 feet of it or so is just the styrofoam from the styrofoam forms. We might get some sheetrock or something and put in there to finish closing that in, but I wasn't too worried about doing that until we get ready to finish in here. So anyway, she didn't get into this corner over here to paint it, to finish painting it, and now that we've got it opened up, it's a good chance for her to get in there and finish painting that before we get the soil stack and all the plumbing and stuff in there. Once we get that in there, it's going to be kind of tight back there behind it all. We borrowed a float from the neighbors to smooth out that cement when I put it in yesterday. She took that back to the neighbors, and she's going to town to get some rollers for her painting, so she can get that done. But meanwhile, I'll go ahead and mock this or set this soil stack up. It's looking a lot better back there on that wall. Judy went and dug through all of her paint supplies and stuff till she found a little bit of paint left over, and went and got some rollers and stuff and started painting that wall where we didn't get to it before. We had a bunch of stuff stacked up there and everything. So anyway, it's looking a lot better than it did.
Paint the bottom where it got concrete on it.
Oh yeah.
But below that white thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, whatever. It looks a lot better than it did.
Yeah.
Could use a little more right there on the bottom.
That has to tack a little bit more.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
stick on.
Well,
that was
it's
just
all
that
right.
one coat.
It's looking a lot better than it did.
Oh yeah.
That's looking good now. And I've just about got the soil stack dry fitted together. She gets done with that, then we'll work on some other things there. Wait for that paint to dry. Used to waiting for paint to dry.